We're at the junkyard. There's a milk truck that Billy wants, 1946 Chevy. Just junk everywhere. Pontiacs and Buicks and Imperials and Cadillacs and Cougars and Torinos and Mercury Montegos and Sedan DeVilles and Hudsons and Hornets and milk trucks and Cadillacs and Buicks and Firebirds and Volkswagens and Chevrolets and Fords and Rivieras and Tornados and Blazers and Rams and Bonnevilles and Catalinas and Skylarks and Grand Sports and Mustangs and GPs and Delta 88s, 98s, Electras. Gotta love it. Say hi, Billy. Everybody's watching from the junkyard. Yippee! Yahoo! Dusty and dry. 1965 Grand Prix. Billy found me a Grand Prix. You can tell because it's got the vertical bars and the parking lamp in the grill. It was an evening orchid car with a black interior. Hot in the desert. Why would they paint it black? Black interior is bad enough. That wood's a little rough. I ran out of memory on my camera, so I'm using my phone. I'll see if MsHipChic, Naomi, can convert it. Put it on YouTube. Here's my Grand Prix. Floor shift. That ridiculous spear of a turn signal. If it was a column shift, it was a spear there too. This thing is ravaged. Evening orchid, they called it Iris Mist on the Pontiacs. That dash just rotted away. There's the carburetor. Power steering. Dipstick checker. Rusted. Junk. Actually, mine's not in any worse shape than this. My frame looks nicer than this one. Rust. Mine has a tiny rust hole right there. Tiny. 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 Another 65 Pontiac. 66. I need that kick down switch right there. Right there. This one I think is busted. Yeah, 65. 4-door sedan. No air conditioning, no gauges. Fuel gauge, and that's it. Luckily, it's got power brakes. 66 with a thick trim. Is it a Bonneville or a Grand Prix? Grand Prix. Says it right across the public glove box. Right across the dash. Air conditioned. Roasted and toasted. The 66 Grand Prix had a much nicer taillight treatment than the 66 full size, even the Bonneville. Just two plain cat's eye slots. I much prefer the Grand Prix on the 66. 65, I like them both. Here's a 65 right there. Parisian had one extra lamp here. Like they did all the way from 61. They had a lamp that went like this. They had an extra one there. This one's got it here if it was a Bonneville. My dad had a Parisian. Oh, somebody knocked out the trunk lock. Bang, bang, bang. What a shame. It's all pitted though. Grand Prix. Oh yeah. I can put a video from my phone right onto YouTube directly. Oh, the heater core. How do you change the heater core? There's your answer right there. Drop that big plastic box, fiberglass box. Heater core's there. Mine's leaking. Drip, 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 drip. Who knows if I'll ever get to it. Grand Prix. Clunk. 66. Bonneville had bigger cat's eyes. Much prefer the 65. Here's the taillight right there. Catalina, the 2+2, had two of these. Not one big one, they had two smaller ones. Bonneville was a luxury model. Look at that, how badly that's pitted. All pitted, beat up. Rested. black was evening orchid. How's the gas? Got gas. Fender trim. Look at that. Perfect shape. Bet you they want $50. Not a mark on it. Yep, beautiful. Back one, gone. This one, gone. Gone. I like that trim. I love when you watch my videos. It's very complimentary. I wonder if I'll meet that guy at the fan belt toss that called me a rude photographer. I'll help him fill in his flash. I was watching that video with Billy. CT, whatever that meant. There's the kickdown switch. Yep, busted. Plunger is broken. I need that kickdown switch for my 65. It's gone. It runs without it. Just don't get a throttle kickdown. You gotta pull it down manually or just deal with the torque. In a higher gear. 66. 66 Bonneville. Lots of tail lamps. Another one. 66. Broken in half. 66. I like the 65 because my dad had one. And the 65 had the exposed headlight. I cut that back and had two big chrome bezels. Another Grand Prix. Another one. Pitted. Wow, that's pitted. Guess that wood's no good, huh? Air conditioning. I've got custom air conditioning. My switch moves too easily. When I hit a bump, the light turns on. All I have to do is just bend that, give a little bit extra, tweak it. Another 65 Grand Prix. The trim is different around the windows. Different glass in the back, different trim. My friend Dwayne and Peyton said he has some. Fender, just lying there, 66. That's a 65 though. That's a 64 maybe? Yep, 64. 63 had the exposed headlight, which they kind of sort of copied back again for 65. But the 65 was nice for 64, just was smooth. 65, they put some lines in it, dressed it up. Grand Prix. No motor. Lovely. Another 64 Bonneville. What's this one? Catalina, air conditioning. Air conditioning. Where's that kickdown switch? Wait a minute, this has got a Buick motor. The heck? Buick motor? It's Pontiac. Yep, here it is. Pontiac valve cover. Yeah, external oil pump. What's a Buick motor doing in a Pontiac? Another 65 Grand Prix. Oh, that bumper's in rough shape. Plunk. Crunch. All the parts you hear, you just gotta look them up. Bonneville. Extra tail lamp. I'd buy this damaged piece just to hang up in the garage. Nobody could ever use it. It's busted, it's pitted. Give them $5 for it. Bet you that won't buy it. Not even close. It's heavy. It's a heavy piece of tin. Where do we see that taillight? it is. Sometimes I find my way back, but not usually. Not usually. I thought there was a difference. Got egg crate in it. This one's got bumps. This has got the reflector between the two lamps. Totally redesigned. I'd take them both. $10. Because they're junk. Crack. Smash. Beautiful. Good tin bodies. Grand Prix. Been looking around a bit. Here's a 67 Catalina. I had a 67 Parisienne. Kind of hard to comprehend what they are. They're Canadian built Chevys. Really Pontiacs. Who the heck knows what they are? Built them in the same factory as Chevys. I had a 2+2 Parisienne. Here's a Grand Prix, 1 year only convertible. They got the ridiculous headlight here and a headlight there, real heavy. I don't like the design at all. They cleaned it up in the Grand Prix with a turn signal in the fender extension, and the hideaway headlights here made it much, much, much nicer. I'd only get a 67 if it was a Grand Prix. They made it convertible, 1 year only, because they changed the design in 69 to the Le Mans G frame, maybe. This is a 67 Grand Prix, air conditioned. That's about it. They got rid of that 3-pod dash that was so nice that they had all this throughout the early 60s, right through 66. 67, they just got rid of it. With the air conditioning vent in the dash instead of up above it. And the padded hood. I've got a few 67s here. There's a 66, just don't like it. I like the Grand Prix only. 67 Grand Prix only, or a Grand Parisienne. I remember seeing one back in 78 when I had my Parisienne. From France, Grand Parisienne. They didn't make them in convertibles in Canada, only the Parisienne came convertible. This was a 396, 325 horsepower from France with a kilometer speedometer. Had air conditioning, big block, 325 horse, power windows, dark green with a black interior. The ambassador from France had brought it from France to Montreal, and where is it today? Who knows? I'm sure it's around. It was a beautiful car. I remember seeing it at Canadian Tire. He had his kids with him a long time ago. Probably still around. Mangled junk. No kickdown switch for me. I'll find it. Not a big deal. Love my Pontiacs. Too bad I can't concentrate just on the Covairs you guys are thinking. I love the big Pontiacs. Love a GTO, a 64 or a 5, maybe a 7. I don't like the 68s and 9s, too much plastic. I like the steel dash, the one that when you hit leaves an imprint on your lane. That's what I like. How about Suburbans? 2-barrel. So much for the 454. This is a 350 2-barrel. Interesting. You could have had a big block Chevy in the full size 396 2-barrel. What was it, 295 horse instead of 325? Yeah, an economy 396. Because if you weren't flooring it, just had a big old 2-barrel. It was a bigger Rochester 2-barrel than what you would have had. Let's say a 283 or a 307 or a 305 came with a half 4-barrel. That's a whole different story. Impala 67 396 turbojet. Probably a 325 horsepower. Long gone. At 67, they were getting real heavy. At 65, 66 look, just falling away. And at 68, 67, they made the wheel arches kind of ovalish, and I just don't like it at all. I like the 65s and the 6s, my favorite years. Except in the Corvairs, I like the 62s. But that could change. There's a semi-floating, they call it. Bearing is there, rides on the axle. Not the best design. You gotta pop the cover off, take out that bolt that breaks, take out the pin, push the axle in, remove the C-clip. Look at that frame. Black. Lovely. $1,800 for a Skylark convertible frame. No, thank you. I'll buy a whole car for $1,800. Oh, nice Chevys. Chevys. Just beautiful. Beautiful.